Hey everyone, today we're diving into something really important, especially if you're raising teens or working with young minds.
Mhm.
It's all about how to get them ready for the future of finance.
Yeah.
And it's not just about balancing checkbooks anymore.
Oh, definitely not.
We're talking crypto, decentralized finance. It's a whole new ballgame out there.
Absolutely. And you know what's so fascinating is that we've got this whole stack of research for this deep dive,
Oh,
articles, research papers, even a program that uses a cryptocurrency, believe it or not,
wow.
to teach kids about finance. And it all points to this huge shift in how we think about financial literacy.
It's like the old rules still apply, but there's this whole other game happening at the same
Oh, at the
time.
same time, exactly.
And honestly, it kind of feels like the U.S. education system isn't really doing a great job of preparing kids for either one.
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning, isn't it? One study we have here actually shows that less than a third of young adults even understand the basic financial concepts, like interest rates or how to diversify investments.
Oh, wow.
It's not a very good foundation to build on, is it?
Not at all.
For a secure financial future.
No, and you know what really stood out to me in the research?
What's that?
It's that teens are actually learning most of what they know about money at home. The parents, educators,
Yeah,
we're the ones in the driver's seat here.
absolutely. It's like we have a huge responsibility
Yeah.
to get this right,
Yeah.
and it's not just about giving them an allowance or opening a savings account for them.
Yeah.
It's about equipping them with the knowledge and skills to actually navigate what is an increasingly complex financial world,
For sure.
one that's becoming more digital and decentralized every day.
And I think a lot of parents, myself included, probably feel a little overwhelmed by all of this.
I can imagine.
It's like, where do we even begin? I guess tackling the basics is still crucial. Right?
Before we even get into the crypto stuff.
Yeah. So let's say we've got those basics covered, budgeting, saving.
Mhm.
Our teen understands those things.
Yeah,
Where do we go from there? How do we bridge that gap
right.
between that traditional financial literacy and this whole world of crypto, which is exciting, but can also be kind of intimidating?
I think the first step is demystifying it.
Okay.
Because, a lot of the fear around cryptocurrency, I think, comes from just not understanding it. So let's start with the basics. What is cryptocurrency? At its core, it's basically digital money.
Yeah.
But what sets it apart is that it uses cryptography for security. And it operates independently of like central banks or governments.
Oh, so no more waiting in line at the bank. I can see the appeal there.
And there are a couple of big names you've probably heard of.
Like what?
Bitcoin,
Ah.
Ethereum.
Okay.
Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency. Ethereum kind of expanded on that concept, created a platform for things like smart contracts and what they call decentralized applications.
Interesting.
We'll dive into those later, but the main point is this is a whole new financial ecosystem that's emerging. And if teens can understand it, that's a huge advantage for them as they become adults.
So it's not just about like buying Bitcoin and hoping to strike it rich. There's a
Oh.
whole system and a whole technology behind it.
That's what makes it so exciting from like an educational perspective.
I see.
Teaching kids about crypto isn't just about investing. It's about helping them understand how technology is shaping the world.
Yeah, it's like giving them a glimpse into the future of finance
Eh.
and maybe even inspiring them to be a part of building that future.
Some parents are probably listening thinking, isn't crypto too risky for kids? And it's true, there are risks involved, just like with any investment. But that's actually all the more reason why we need to be educating them about it.
We wouldn't just hand a teenager car keys without teaching them to drive.
Yeah. Instead of shielding them completely from it, we need to equip them with the knowledge and tools to navigate it safely and responsibly.
So let's talk about some of those benefits. What makes crypto so compelling besides the whole futuristic aspect of it?
Well, one of the really practical benefits is the potential for lower transaction costs.
So cheaper than like traditional banking.
Compared to traditional banking, transferring crypto can be much cheaper and in some cases faster too.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense because, in
Mhm.
today's world, being able to send money quickly and efficiently
Mm.
is a huge plus.
And let's not forget about security.
Okay.
The blockchain, which is the technology behind crypto,
Right.
it's inherently more secure and more transparent than traditional systems.
Interesting.
Every transaction is recorded and can't be tampered with.
Oh, so it's like a digital fortress for your money.
And that's reassuring, especially with all the worries about online security these days.
For sure. And it's not just about the practical benefits, is it? There's also kind of a philosophical side to crypto.
Mm-hmm.
that seems to resonate with a lot of people.
Especially younger generations, yeah.
Especially them.
It's about this idea of decentralization, individuals having more control over their own money.
So it's almost like a movement.
In many ways it is, and that's what makes it so relevant to education. We're not just teaching them about a specific financial tool here.
Right.
We're kind of introducing them to a whole new way of thinking about money and value.
It's like expanding their financial horizon.
It's about really empowering them to be critical thinkers, innovators,
Yeah.
active participants in shaping the future of finance.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
How do we actually teach teens about crypto in a way that's engaging and relevant to their lives?
Well, one approach that's gaining traction is actually using crypto as a teaching tool for financial literacy. And we have some really cool information here about this program called Banano in the classroom.
That's the one I was really intrigued by. It sounds like such a fun and hands-on way to get kids involved with crypto.
It is essentially, it uses this cryptocurrency called Banano, which is known for being more lighthearted and community-driven.
To teach students about financial concepts in a really practical way.
So instead of just reading about it,
Yeah,
they're actually interacting with crypto.
exactly. They can earn Banano for completing tasks, participating in class, even demonstrating good behavior.
Oh, wow.
And then they can actually use their Banano to buy things.
Oh, that's
Or in
cool.
like a virtual store, donate to charities.
Wow.
Or even trade with each other.
That's amazing. It's like gamifying financial literacy.
And it's a great way to introduce them to concepts like digital wallets transactions, the value of digital currencies
Right.
in a safe environment.
Yeah, it's a safe space to learn and experiment.
Exactly. And it's a perfect example of how we can bridge that gap between traditional financial literacy and the new world of crypto.
Yeah, I love how it makes these concepts
Mm-hmm.
tangible. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
something they can actually experience and play with rather than, abstract ideas.
And you know what? Even though the tools and the technology are changing the fundamental principles of being responsible with your finances and making good decisions, those stay the same.
So no matter whether our teens end up being crypto enthusiasts or not, they're still gaining valuable skills and knowledge
Yes.
that will help them in the future.
No matter what path they choose.
That's what it's all about, empowering them to be confident and make good decisions in a world that just keeps changing. Crypto, it's not just for, tech geniuses anymore.
Right.
It's actually becoming a really powerful tool for teaching kids about finance in a way that's actually fun and hands-on.
Yeah, exactly. We were just discussing the Banano in the Classroom program, which is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Using that cryptocurrency Banano to create like a mini economy in the classroom where students can learn about earning, spending, saving, even donating. It's pretty cool to see those concepts come to life for them.
It sounds like it really takes the boring out of those traditional finance lessons.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure some parents are still thinking about safety and, responsibility, especially when we're talking about teens and crypto.
Absolutely. And those concerns are totally valid. It's important to remember that cryptocurrency, it offers amazing opportunities, but it also comes with its own set of risks. And I think volatility is a big one we need to address.
Because those crypto prices can go up and down like a roller coaster. Exciting, but also nerve-wracking, especially for young people who might not have the same risk tolerance as, more experienced investors.
So it's really important to emphasize responsible investing.
Okay.
Teaching teens to do their research, understand the risks involved, and never invest more than they can afford to lose.
Building those smart habits right from the start. And online safety is another thing
Oh, huge.
that we need to talk about because the world of crypto is still relatively new. And unfortunately, there are people out there, scammers, hackers who are looking to take advantage,
Yes.
especially people who might be less experienced.
Especially them. Yeah, it's like the Wild West out there.
Yeah, it is.
All these new frontiers and some outlaws lurking around.
So what are some key things that teens should know to stay safe in that environment?
Well, I think the basics of online security are crucial. Strong passwords, two-factor authentication, being wary of phishing scams. These are all things we should be teaching kids anyway, but they're even more critical in the crypto space.
So it's about being cautious, being informed, and not falling for those get-rich-quick schemes or promises that sound too good to be true.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
And if teens are thinking about investing, they need to make sure they're using reputable exchanges and wallets.
It's like choosing a bank. You don't want to just hand your money over to anybody.
That makes sense. So we've talked about volatility and security. Are there any other challenges that we need to be aware of What about the fact that governments are still kind of figuring out how to regulate crypto?
Yeah, that's another big one, this regulatory uncertainty.
Hmm.
It can be both a challenge and an opportunity. On the one hand, it means there's less consumer protection than you might find with traditional finance. But on the other hand, there's also more room for innovation and experimentation. It's like
Right.
the early days of the internet, right? A little bit Wild West, but also so much creativity and potential.
Exactly. And this is where critical thinking becomes so important.
Okay.
We need to encourage our teens to question assumptions,
Yeah.
to be discerning about the information they're taking in, and to remember that the landscape is constantly shifting.
So it's not just about teaching them what to think, but how to think.
How to adapt and how to evolve as this new world unfolds.
And speaking of new worlds, we've talked a lot about the challenges, but let's not forget about all the incredible opportunities that crypto opens up,
Mm.
especially for young people.
Especially for them. Yeah. And one that I find really exciting is the potential for financial inclusion.
Okay, break that down for me. What does financial inclusion mean in the world of crypto?
So traditionally, access to financial services has been limited for certain groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
For two?
people in developing countries, those without traditional bank accounts, or communities that haven't been well served by financial institutions.
And because crypto is decentralized and it doesn't rely on those traditional gatekeepers,
Yeah.
it has this potential to really level the playing field.
So it's like bypassing the middleman.
And this is where we hear about banking the unbanked. With crypto, you don't need a bank account to participate in the global economy. All you need is a smartphone and an internet connection.
And I can see how that would really resonate with younger generations. They're more globally connected, less tied to those traditional systems.
It empowers individuals to take control of their own finances,
Mm,
no matter where they are or what their background is. And that kind of leads us to this idea of global economic empowerment, because crypto transactions can happen anywhere in the world. It opens up so many possibilities for entrepreneurship, cross-border trade, even remittances, sending money back home to families.
So it's like breaking down financial borders and creating a more equitable and connected global economy.
And this is where crypto education becomes so important. By understanding these systems,
Yeah.
teens can be active participants
Right.
in this new global landscape,
They're not just consumers, they're creators, innovators.
potential change makers.
And that brings us to another really fascinating piece of this whole puzzle, decentralized finance.
It can seem complex at first, but the basic idea is pretty simple. DeFi is basically a financial system
Okay.
built on blockchain technology that aims to cut out the middleman.
So the banks, the institutions, all of that.
It allows people to borrow, lend, trade, and access all sorts of financial services directly.
So it's like peer-to-peer finance powered by code.
You got it. And while it's still early days for DeFi, it has the potential to really disrupt the financial industry.
Disrupt how, what kind of impact could it have?
Well, think about it. DeFi could make financial services more accessible, more transparent, and potentially even more affordable for everyone.
So it's not just about making money, it's about changing how the whole system works.
And that's why exposing teens to these concepts now is so valuable. Even if they don't become DeFi developers or crypto traders, understanding these trends
Yeah.
will give them a huge advantage in navigating the future of finance no matter what path they choose. How do we make it real?
Yeah. What are some tangible steps that parents and educators can take to really empower teens in this new financial landscape? So let's get practical. What are some resources, tools, strategies that you found to be particularly helpful?
We've touched on a couple of great resources already, like the FDIC's Money Smart program and the High School Financial Planning program.
Right. Those cover the essentials like budgeting and saving,
Yeah.
understanding credit,
All the building blocks
the fundamentals.
of responsible financial behavior.
And those programs, they offer a lot of interactive tools and activities,
They do.
which makes learning more engaging for teens.
Way more engaging than dry textbooks and lectures.
And when it comes to exploring crypto and blockchain, there are some fantastic online platforms
Yeah.
like Coinbase, Learn,
Mm-hmm.
Binance Academy.
Yes, those are great.
I've heard of those.
They're kind of like Duolingo for crypto.
Yeah, like bite-sized lessons, quizzes. It seems like a really accessible way to learn.
They are, and they do a great job of breaking down those complex concepts
Right.
into manageable chunks.
I think it's important to also encourage exploration beyond those structured platforms too, though. There are so many great articles,
Yes.
videos, even podcasts out there that can help teens really dive deeper.
And it's not just about passively consuming information, though. We
Which
want to encourage them to engage critically,
you have to think for themselves.
to question what they're reading and hearing, and to form their own opinions.
It's about developing that critical thinking muscle,
Yes.
which is so essential in any field, especially in this world of finance and technology, which is just constantly changing.
Couldn't agree more. And beyond those formal resources, one of the most powerful things I think parents and educators can do is involve teens in everyday financial decisions. And these seemingly small things
Yeah.
can actually be super powerful learning moments.
I think it's equally important to create a space where you can have open and honest conversations about money.
Encourage them to ask questions, even the tough ones, to share their aspirations, their dreams, and to express any concerns they might have.
It's about demystifying finance, making it a normal part of life, and ensuring that they feel comfortable coming to us for guidance and support. And I think that's a really powerful message to wrap up on. So to all the parents and educators out there, we hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights and some actionable steps to help you guide those young people in your lives toward a brighter financial future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us.
And remember, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.